Well, hello everyone. Hello, how's it going, everyone? We're back here today with a new live stream, with a new type of show today, or a new type of game that we're going to be making. Let's see. I'm checking the audio there. You may be hearing some ambient noise. Let's see what's going on there. There you go. Well, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for being there. Everyone, I say everyone, and it's two of us. It's actually very sad situation we're going through. Yeah, it's very private. It's a very private thing right now. It's just two of us. Okay, so yeah, we have one person on Twitch, one person on YouTube. I think one of them is my monitor, the other one's someone. So thank you for being there. Hello. And yeah, we're gonna make a game. We're gonna make a game, and we're gonna try and make it finish the whole mechanic, at least for the game itself, before maybe in like 1 or 2 streams. You know, the idea. Well, sorry, I meant 2 or 3 streams, because the first stream we're gonna establish things that we need to do. Kind of, okay, what's there to do for us? Like, what's the scope of the game? What things do we want to add to the game? Stream 2 and 3, it's going to be about developing it and finishing it and leaving it, you know, making the game. So the first stream we're gonna set everything up. We're gonna decide what we're going to do, and yeah. So the idea is to have a game that we can put in the examples page, and that we can start, you know, playing with, and you can play right away. All right, we have Mitzelay again. Thanks for joining, mate. Thanks for joining. Thank you for being there, mate. Welcome, and welcome everyone else. See some more people are joining, and yeah, thanks for being there. Always in the chat, we have a prominent presence from the great folk at Twitch, who always comment. They're always commenting. People at YouTube, you know, lately they don't want to use the chat. I don't know why. It really helps though, right? So if you're there on YouTube, you know, want to chat, you want to say hello, it really helps. So yeah, don't hesitate to leave me a chat there. And of course, like, subscribe, and follow on Twitch, of course. Follow on Twitch, that really helps. So yeah, we're trying to get to 50 there on Twitch. Yeah, that will really help. And yeah, and on Twitch, it's really important to get to an average of people. Apparently, I think I need an average of 3 or 5. I think I need an average of 5 people live, like an average in the whole live stream at 2 separate times, 2 or 3 separate times, having 5 people live, like an average. And at least 5, right? And yeah, I haven't got to. I think I'm around 1 or 2. So that's sad. That's so sad. Super sad. All right, let's start. Let's begin. I've got a few things ready here. We're gonna look at them, and we're gonna see what we're going to do. Let me close. Let me close this first, because I don't want to make a mess here. If I need to get something else, I'll just open the browser again. But yeah, let's come here. There you go. There you go. We're here. We're in Rogue Engine, and we have. We don't have. Where are the roads? I didn't bring in the roads. Oh, okay. Wait a second. Okay, let's hold on just a second. Let me do this in just a minute. Okay. I have it right here. The roads. Yeah. Yeah, it's not all of them. We're just going to use one, I think, probably. So yeah, it's not a lot, but we're probably going to use some of the light posts, maybe. So I don't know, but we'll see. Let's bring in where are we here? And models, vehicles, there you go, and roads here. There you go. Brilliant. Okay, so there you go. Now we can start. So Mitchell ask, what are we making today? So we're gonna go there, we're gonna see what we're gonna be making. So we're gonna make a vertical scroller. Okay, it's gonna be a vertical scroller car game. Okay, but it's not gonna be just it's not gonna be a regular car game. We're gonna see how we can grab a very simple mechanic. We're going to try to make the most simple mechanic. So this stream is going to be separated like this stream. The idea behind this series, this is going to be a series of scrollers, and the idea is that we're going to grab this very simple mechanic to make a car game, right? This the idea is going like with a car moving up on a road, right, and avoiding cars, maybe going faster and faster and faster as we move along, as we pass obstacles. Maybe we can get some kind of nearer, points for going forward, right? For going further in distance, and we can maybe set some kind of score for passing a car very close. Then we can make some of the cars, some of the vehicles in the road, we can make them move around or the road, right? So kind of move to the right, move to the left, things like that. I think that will be quite interesting. And yeah, we're going to start with the basic mechanics of that. And the idea is that this is the first game we're going to make, right? So the first game we're going to make is going to be like that. Our car is only going to move, right, left. And then we're going to grab the same mechanics. We're going to try to transform that. We're going to see with the things we have, how can we turn these now into a, how can we reuse some of this code to make a space shooter, like a vertical space shooter, right? Getting like the meteorites coming through, right? The little asteroids, and the enemy spaceships just moving around like a regular good old-fashioned space shooter, vertical scrolling space shooter. And then after we do the vertical scroller shooter, we're going to try and flip the camera to the other side and see if we've made it good enough so that we can actually make it a side scroller, right? So the space shooter, but the spaceship goes up and down, right? And the enemies have to go also up and down, right? It's changing the directions of the enemies and changing the direction of the camera so that we can have the same mechanism turned into all these things, right? So we're going to have 3 different games, if you will, in one series, right? And then we'll see what gets us from there, because the idea is that if by the end we should have something that could give us a procedural generation of for side scrollers, like basic procedural generation. We can see what the necessities are for these kinds of games, and it's a good exploration of the tools needed, and we can make a little pack of tools, little tools that we can put in a package and people can use it to make their own, right? So I think that would be a great addition, and it will make for a few little great examples that we can put directly straight in the in the examples page. So I think that would be Yeah, that would be cool. Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting, says Misole. Yeah, I think I agree. I think it sounds very interesting. I think it sounds, yeah, it sounds like something that we can do fast. So it's the first experience we're doing of these, like of these very fast iteration, kind of make a little game, make a little mechanic, and do something. You see, because the thing is, with this sort of mechanics, with this sort of live streams, the first game should actually be the one that takes more time, probably, because we need to figure out all the systems. But then the next ones are going to be about kind of just putting assets together and seeing if we can move code around here and there, you know, doing some forgetting the word. Okay, the word is just slipping off my head. So yeah, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Refactoring. I've done so much refactoring that I just forgot how to call it. Okay, so yeah, the idea is we can do lots of refactoring, and yeah, it's just to get a good amount of stuff going. Yeah, okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's begin. As always, we have this is an empty project, right? So we have nothing here. We're gonna add, as always, I like to add a components folder. We're going to add, what else? Let's add, what should we add? Let's add a scenes folder as well, so that we don't have everything, you know, hanging around. We can have a few folders here, and we're going to add a materials folder as well, and a prefabs folder, which we're going to need later on for our prefabs, okay? Because we're going to procedurally instantiate things in the scene, we're going to need to stream them from here, probably. Okay, so but first of all, let's save our scene here. Okay, we're going to call it vertical. Oh, I don't know. Should we call it highway? It's called the highway. Why? Well, because if we call it the highway, we know it's the car one, and then we have like the possibility of perhaps we know it's the like the stage of the car one, right? If we want to have later a menu, like a, you know, highway menu or something like that, we can have another scene to be the menu if we want to, right? We can choose the same one, and if we want to have like all the stages, we can also put them in different scenes. For now, it's fine to have it like that, and yeah, I guess we could, if we wanted to, if we managed to refactor everything here, we can have different scenes that are different games, right? So we can have like the highway, which is the car game, and then we have the space shooter, which is, you know, so the same mechanisms working in, you know, different games, right? So we can make the car shoot if you want. Have everything together here. Yeah, I guess. So at the end of the day, it's only the stuff that's that pertains to a certain scene that goes into a build game, right? So the only problem is the builds, kind of managing the builds. That would be the biggest issue, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I think I would separate them though. Yeah, I would separate them. But yeah, just for now, let's leave it like that. And yeah, so what should we start with? Well, the first thing we need, let's start by removing this cube, because we don't want the first, you know, the initial cube. You always remove it, you know, because it's yeah, it's a sin to leave it there. And okay, so imagine that this piece of thing is the road, right? So let's come here into our models. Let's come here to roads, and let's see what we have here. Yeah, we have a bunch of roads. Parts of roads, don't we? Let's see, which one should we get here? I think I didn't get. Doesn't have textures. Was I supposed to bring textures in? I don't know now. I'm confused. Okay, let's see this one. What is this? I know what I'm seeing. Road crossing. Road, Venn square. We need a straight one, just a straight one. Just a straight piece of road. There you go. Okay. Okay. It's just a bit too shiny, isn't it? It's a bit too light, I guess. Let's pull it up. And yeah, let's zero it out. Okay, let's zero it out and look at it. Okay, so it's pointing in the X direction. Let's point it to the Z direction. So let's turn it 90 degrees. Yeah, let's do that. And let's come here. Let's create a group. We'll call this road. Okay. For now, we're gonna need to rename this to road something, because we have a few options. We're gonna see the different options that we have, and we're gonna like think about different things we can do with these options that we have. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with this? Now, we could probably make it bigger, because I think it's too small. I think it's too small, yeah. Probably make it bigger. Yeah, let's make it a bit bigger. Probably, I don't know, like something like 10 by 10 by 10. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, we want to have something like on the sides there. Let's bring in the car. We want to see vehicles. We want to see something. We're staging things in here, right? Just bringing things in to stage. Should we use a racer? Like, should we drive a Formula car in the highway with the other vehicles? That would be cool, right? So we're driving a Formula car and all the other cars here, right? So that would be so amazing. Yeah. I think that's what we're doing. I think that's what we're doing. Okay, so we have let's make it bigger on the. I think it's a set for this. Yeah, no 100. Let's make it 15. Let's see. Can we get two cars here? Can we get two cars here? Let's see. 1, 2. Can we pass through one there? I'm thinking 2 lanes, right? Something like 2 lanes. I think that's good, right? It's a bit too much, maybe, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about this, but we'll see. Okay. And then we need, let's see the delivery truck. How big is it? Compared to the sports vehicle, these are the Formula car, right? I mean, it's a bit big, isn't it? It's a bit big compared to the delivery truck. Yeah, a bit much, in it. Then we have, what else do we have? Like a fire truck, right? The fire truck should be bigger. Maybe we have like the fire truck around here, going through here. Yeah, we remove. Yeah, the side thing. I don't know if we should have the side thing, because the side thing, it makes it, I think it makes it way too easy. You know, we don't need the side thing going on here. Yeah, those sides, should they be gone? Like, what happens if we remove them? We just make them the same color as the one as this one's the asphalt. You know. So the asphalt, what color is it? Yeah. So what we do is we come here. Okay. We're gonna save the asphalt. We're gonna call it asphalt like that, and we're gonna save it. And we're gonna bring it here. And yeah, we're gonna bring it to asphalt edge. There you go. And yeah, we're gonna make it, because this asphalt is way too light in color, so we're gonna make it darker, right? We want a darker asphalt. We want a proper asphalt, right? That looks like asphalt. And that lets us, you know, that kind of makes things way more interesting, doesn't it? Okay, and now the line. This is a straight line. It's just a straight line, innit? Should we make this line? We should consider making this line. First of all, let's make it smaller, because I think it's way too big, right? So let's repaint the line. This is in the z-axis. I think we should do it like 0.5. Let's make it, there you go, 4, 3, 2. I think 2 is fine, right? Maybe it's too small. 2, 3. Oh, look at that. It generates a gap. There's a gap there. Now there's a gap. We're going to see the green grass in the bottom there. That's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. There's a bit of a shame. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this. I'm going to grab this thing. It's just this one, like the road, the road itself. Let's see if, no, this is just the sides. Yeah, right. So this is what? Oh, this is that, okay. So, yeah, could we make this bigger without breaking everything else? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Let's just make this line 1 and that's it. It's just a very wide line. It's just painted very white, okay? Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, maybe make them just road also. Like, what do you mean just road? What do you mean just road? I don't even think we need this road, honestly. We could have just used a plane and that's it. But yeah, I just wanted to, since it was there, I wanted to use it. But honestly, I don't think we really need it. Yeah. We'll see. Doesn't matter. We can change the road anytime. We can really just change the road at any time. But I think having like the truck being like something like there. Think of the. We're thinking about staging, right? So that we can have like the first bits of the game. See how it would look like. I like doing this thing first, right? When we have like say an idea of what we're doing more or less first. So imagine this, right? And we're moving our car around and there's nothing here. So we're moving here, but there's one more here and we're moving this side, right? The car's going faster and faster. We're driving our Formula car on the highway. That's interesting, right? That's fun. That's fun. It's the most important bit. It's fun. I meant asphalt. What do you mean, like the line? You're saying to make the line be asphalt, or maybe you were talking about the sides. Maybe you're talking about the sides. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, since I didn't go on and since I just seen your message, maybe you were talking about something else, and I just got completely lost. Oh, this thing also. We need to make the pavement. Let's make the pavement. Let's change this to pavement like that. Let's just save it and have the pavement. And let's make the color something like, yeah, like that maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we don't want it to be disruptive with the rest of the stuff, right? With the rest of the game, the rest of the stuff in the game. Let's give it a lighter blue tonality, kind of, just to give it a bit of a coldness to it. Okay, yeah, there it is. I don't think that will be disruptive at all. Yeah, I wanted this as barriers more than as as a anything else. But yeah, let's just use it like that, and we'll see. Oh no, the ones on the side before. Yeah, okay. You were commenting on on that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we made them asphalt already, so brilliant observation there. Okay, so the idea behind this is that this is not going to have like any sort of car physics, right? We're not going to come here and make all this like, let's do car physics, No. It's going to be simple. It's going to be just moving a car, moving a, like, just imagine an object, you're just moving it around. And all we're going to do with physics is we're going to check for collisions. And that's all we're going to really use physics for. Otherwise, we have no reasons to use physics, really. I'm thinking if we should use physics for acceleration, maybe, but I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna, accelerate, like just move the car, and I don't think we need acceleration in that way. We certainly need collisions, and yeah, I'd much rather the collisions be checked with in WebAssembly. So we're probably going to use that just for that. Yeah, but nothing else, really. Nothing else. So we could be driving this car, right? Do you agree that driving this car looks cool, right? Driving this car, I think, looks really cool. We just come in with this car like, and driving it around in the streets. And yeah, it looks cool from above, doesn't it? Looks cool like this. Looks nice. And yeah, and we're going to be passing around these cars here, right? These vehicles. What else we have? We have let's see. So different things we may need. We may use something like, boxes to give, like fuel or things like that. I don't know. Maybe you could do that. Maybe you can have like fuel, and you start losing fuel unless you're gonna need some more fuel, or yeah, something like a power up of some kind. I don't know. That would be cool as well. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? I think that's it. I don't think we need way more than that. This is cool too. This was future. Race future. Okay. So debris. Yeah, we could have like things like that in the road, like you have to like get around them. Yeah, that would be really nice. Dirt textures. Oh, look at that. Is it all using this color map? That's nice. That's nice. That's it. That's a good one, Kenny. Kenny, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant, Kenny. Yeah, we need more of that. We need more of those atlas maps. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. What should we do here? We have our cars. And so, okay, let's think about the system. We're happy with this. We know we can fit like 2 cars here. Yeah, let's bring in like another. Bring in the biggest ones, because if we bring the biggest ones, it'll make more sense, right? Think about it like this, right? Like with the where is it? We have one of these. You know, it's kind of wide, so we can have 2 like this, right? So it would be one side and the other, right? So this would be 180, and yeah, 180 here. So we could have them be coming this way from this side, and then going from that way from that side, and yeah, that would be cool, right? Yeah, I am from a country where people drive on the right, so yeah, I'm not from the UK, so to me this is natural, you know. This feels natural, and I'm in a place that I feel very unnatural. All right. Look at that. It looks nice, doesn't it? I have to say, these Kenny assets, they are fantastic. Look at that. These assets, by the way, Kenny.nl. Go to Kenny.nl, leave him a donation, and yeah, look how great these assets are, mate. You can make a whole game with this. You know, Kenny.nl, go get, you know, give him, or at least, you know, just tweet something, you know, give him some love for these Creative Commons assets, free Creative Commons assets. I mean, what else can you ask, mate? You can't get better than that. Yes. So, oh, there's a tractor police. There's a tractor police. That's great. Like, I mean, are there places where a tractor police, like a police in a tractor? Are there places we have this? I would be surprised, but that would be fantastic. I want to know if there's a place where they have tractor police. Yeah, that would be great. Okay. Now, how's the system gonna work? Okay. I was coming here to get the something else for the road itself. It was one of these light curved, light square. You have, yeah, because you have different lights. You have this light that is square like that, and you have this light that is curved. What am I doing? Oh, this goes to both sides. No, you need just a single one, right? Yeah. Well, so the curved or the straight? I think the curved, right? Yeah. Let's remove this one. Let's remove this one. And yeah, let's make it what is it, like 10 by 10 by 10? No, it's too big. Probably right. Not as big as the road. 5 by 5 by 5. Yeah, that's good, right? Is it too big? Is it still too big? I don't know. My sense of dimensions is all screwed up in it. Probably too big, but I really don't know. So you let me know if it's too big. You let me know. You have to let me know. Is this way too big? Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see, I guess. Oh, minus 90, right? So imagine that we have one of these, like in every, you know, like at the end of every one of these, right? So at the end of every one of these, we have one, right? So we know it ends because we have one light post there, right? And maybe we get another one, put it on this other side, make it 90. There you go. And yeah, and so, you know, cars go by and we have light posts, and you see the light posts go by and you are running through the road. That's good, right? That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. So leave a like because it's decent. And yeah, there's nobody there. Who am I kidding? It's just it's just you and I mid. So like, well, maybe two. I think there's 2 more people on YouTube, but they don't talk. So they, you know, people don't talk, don't exist until they talk. Then they say, I left a like, and then they start existing. They start actually materialize as humans. You know. They materialize. You know, I would love to know what people on YouTube think about tractor police. Is that like countryside police? Is that like, you know, they catch you with your hands on the cow or something like that? That would be fantastic. That would be amazing. Like, you know, the cow's not yours, sir. Just return the cattle. I would love that. Imagine all the Netflix stuff you can do with that. Okay. So how's this system gonna work? By the way, thanks Mitchell for being there and commenting and being a real human. Otherwise this place would be absolutely lonely. I'll be just here talking to myself. This would be a disaster. So thanks for being there, mate. Okay, so what do we do with this? We have different options here. Always when approaching different procedural generation things, we have to keep in mind that there are different ways to do this that can complicate us in different ways too, right? So imagine that this is like a layout, right? You can have different layouts. Say the cars are, say, you know, we have like one that is like this, right? Where we know exactly the kind of obstacles that that our you know, the player would be facing, right? So say, you know, you're never gonna have like something that you cannot evade, right? You will always have a free, you know, somewhere you can actually move, and it will never happen that you'll have, you know, an avoidable, you know, like okay, you're gonna crash. It's kind of like that. That's really hard to actually, yeah, I don't know if you can actually do that, unless you set it up in that way, which means that all cars should always move at the same, you know, same speed, So it limits you. So the more you limit yourself, the more you can make things predictable, but also that can remove a lot of the fun and the unpredictability and difficulty of making something that's actually, yeah, a lot of fun. So I don't know. There's always that, right? There's always that, because you can have, like, say, some of these like move very slowly and going through slow lane like that, and then you can have, some trucks going in, passing stuff, passing other things. So you could actually have all kinds of behavior here. And then there's the fact that, okay, so if this is part of the layout, because we need things to instantiate, right, in front of us, and you can instantiate like bits of things that are already made, pre-made. Say, like you have a road like this, right, that already has like these cars like that, and so you have like say 50 different templates, and you instantiate those templates, right? Like different layouts, right? So 50 different layouts, and you simply just move them around. You say, okay, this layout now this other layout, now this other layout, and that's predictable, because you always know what the what kind of challenges the player is going to face. Now, the one I like the most is the unpredictable one, which means that instead of instantiating a layout with everything in it, you instantiate parts of the layout. Like you instantiate the parts of the layout, like maybe a base of the layout, and then you have like slots where you can allow certain things. Like for instance, you have here, we could say that, imagine that this is a layout, like this is one piece of layout, right? So this means that imagine it's the road itself. We call it, this is, the road. We call the road itself the layout, with the lampposts and decorations and all that. And we treat that as just a layout. And the road itself can have like slots in it, right? So you can have, like, say, we could call this, you could bring this here, call it slot. Put it here, one here. Duplicate this, put one here. Duplicate this, put one here. Duplicate this, we put one here. Duplicate it, we put one here. Duplicate it, we put one here. Duplicate it, we put one here, right? So you have 8 slots, right? So one layout has 8 slots. And maybe we say, okay, each layout can have maybe 3 cars at most. Like the more we increase the difficulty, we can increase amounts of vehicles per layout, right? So you can say, okay, each layout is going to have 2 or 3, and you can have different cars doing different things, and you increase the difficulty because certain cars, like imagine, maybe the truck wants to come into the fast lane, so the truck goes and moves into the fast lane, and you go like, oh, now while you're moving, so now you have to avoid the truck while it's going through the fast lane, So things like that you can increase difficulty with these sort of things. How many are so you say, okay, we first increase the amount of vehicles that start coming in. You can say, okay, I have 4 slots. We put, say, 3 or 4 random ones. We select 3 or 4 random slots. We put 3 or 4 random ones, and we can have it be consecutive, like all of them consecutive, right? So that would mean that you can't have well, if you can only have 3 per layout, you'll always have an escape, because you'll always have like this side to escape, maybe, so we can try it out. You can see how the layout behaves, and you can play it out. And see, okay, maybe I put 3 cars here. Maybe if I put 3, I have to make sure they are not consecutive. I have to make sure that they are like a diagonal, things like that. But maybe if they are diagonal like that, and then maybe there's this one is empty, and then the next one has this one also, you know, not being empty, you know. It's so you kind of have to figure it out, you know. You kind of have to figure out, maybe we need to break the car, so like be able to reduce the speed of the car, right? So yeah, that's another thing. Should we allow the user to brake? I've played some of these that you're actually allowed to brake, and it gives you a bit of a like since you have to reach a goal in certain time, right? It puts you in a bad position having to brake. So you want to go fast and you want to get there, and you want to get, you know, sneak in those, you know, little places where you want to sneak the car in. That's really, really cool. That makes it so interesting. But yeah, yeah. So that's what I mean, right? So maybe if you have two cars, like one car here, one car here, you can sneak in. But if you have like two trucks, you can't sneak in. You see, or sneaking in would mean like you're very likely going to crash. So yeah, I don't know. That's the one we're going for. Mr. is saying it gets boring pretty fast when it's predictable. Yeah, indeed. That's why I think having like slots here, right, and just adding things to the slots, and then having the things that go into the slots being diverse, and having being diverse by what they are, like by their size, their behavior. There's, you know, like how fast they are, how they behave in general, you know. But yeah, I think that's more or less what we need. So I'm happy with that. Let's see how we're gonna get the slots though. We're gonna get the slots by we should probably have like a component, sorry, a group in a road called slots, right? And we're gonna bring in all the slots in here. Okay. There you go. So let's see. Let's move these. Let's accommodate. Let's move the slots a little bit. Let's put them. Yeah, let's use these cars to move the slots. So I'm gonna put this one where this one is. The what's it called? The tractor, shovel. Right, we're gonna zero it out. Oh, I didn't zero it out with a shovel. There you go. 0, 0, 0. Oh no. Damn it. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. There it is now. So our tractor is there. There you go. So that's 0. We have it there. There you go. Now we can put the next one right beside, right? So we say what's the next one? Where do we put the next one? I didn't create one right next to it. What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking, obviously. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate this one, and this is a 4. This is a 4, 1, 3, 8, right? So what if we make it just 4? 4. Yeah, let's make it 4. Right? 4.2. 4.2. Yeah, 4.2 is fine. So that, you know, I don't want it to leave such a space here. You know, big space here. We want to make it seem like maybe I can sneak in, but you can't, you know. So there's enough space to imagine that you can, but you really can't. And then we can move this thing to about. We're being cruel. We're being cruel and sadistic. But yeah. And 2, yeah, there you go. And now this one, we move it to about here as well. So it could be 1.4, right? 1.4. Yeah, 1.4. For 2, no, for 1.38, something like that. 1.4 is fine. 1.4. There you go. So there you go with that. Those 2 are done. Now we move them. Yeah, let's remove this. What did I do there? Okay, let's remove this one. Let's remove them all. And let's start measuring for real now. Okay, let's remove them all and measure for real. We just leave these ones that we have here. This one, duplicate this one, and we put it right here. So about minus 1.8. Yeah, there you go. Duplicate this one and put it minus 4.8. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, more or less like that. Okay. We don't want it to be very precise. We want it to look, you know, kind of dynamic, right? But we need to sort of measure it a little bit, right? And know what's going on. So we can duplicate this one now. And we bring it around here, right around the middle of this truck, right there you go. So it's, what is it, minus 2. Look at that, minus 2. We can have round numbers. Now we duplicate it again and we put it around here. 1.5. Where was the other one? 1.4. Should I go for 1.5? I think I like 1.5 more than 1.4. 1.5. Maybe now 1.4 is fine. Yeah. 1.4. 4.2. There you go. And now we duplicate this one and we bring them more or less here, right? This sort of this side, right? It should be what is it, -2, right? So yeah, let's bring this 2 to -2, right? It would be this one. Bring it here to -2. And this other one, we bring it here to -2. There you go. Yeah, kind of. Okay, kind of. So just a little bit. The idea is that we don't want it to be very precise. Doesn't matter really, but what I mean is we don't want to have too many. And we don't want to have yeah, that will help us have more variations. We don't have like way too many. Just we want to solve a little problem and multiply that little problem a bunch of times, right? So picture that's more or less what we want to do. Mitsule telling me, I think you're missing one. Yeah, I was missing 100%. I was missing one. Gonna go to bed now. Oh, too bad, mate. See you later then. Sleep well, mate. Thank you for being here. It will. I think it will look cool in a couple of streams. Yeah, let's see. Well, I hope I'll have more company after Mitsule leaves. It's gonna be lonely otherwise. So yeah, feeling, feeling like you wanna, you know, talk in the chat, just talk to me. All right, leave me alone. Yeah. So okay, so we have a road. We're gonna instantiate this road a bunch of times, right? So we can just instantiate this. And what we're going to do is we're going to should we instantiate this a bunch of times, or should we like we did in the here's the thing, for memory management, what I would do is I would instantiate this thing like, say 10. Oh, we can actually do the same thing we did with the game logic of the Flappy Bird. Then the Flappy Bird, what we did, yeah, it is exactly that. We instantiated, I think, 10. We put it as a setting in the game logic. We instantiated 10 pipe pairs, right? So we have like a pipe that goes on top and pipe that goes on the bottom, right? And so we instantiated like 10 of them, and every time we instantiate them, we move them like up and down. We had like 3 different slots to moving up and down. So it's kind of the same logic, actually. It's kind of the same logic. The idea is that now we're using it for a different purpose, right? And the behavior of the cars is going to, it's going to have a bunch of different things. Flappy Bird is far easier than that. So in this case, we're doing something a bit more complicated, but it shouldn't be that much more difficult. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that then. Should we do the car first, like car movement first? I really don't know. Maybe we should do the roads first. Let's set up the road first. Let's make sure that that the road moves, because that's another thing. We're not going to move ourselves, right? What I mean is the car is not going to move. The roads are going to move, so that we're always standing on 0. We want to always stand on 0. So the camera is going to be fixed. See what I mean? So we're going to grab the camera and bring it here and pull it up. There you go. We're going to turn it around. Like that. Oh, it's seeing it the other way around, of course, right? Because it's the forward of the camera is it's on the other side, right? So the camera wants to look at the other side, of course. Fucking camera. Yeah. So we need to, let's see. Can we turn the camera around? Yeah. And yeah, there you go. So we turn the camera around, pointing there, pull down a little bit. There you go. I'm looking at it. There it is. I like that angle. Do you like that angle? Do you think it's fine? Do you think that's a good angle? Maybe a bit closer. There. I think it's fine, right? That's fine. Looks good. We're always going to be looking at the center here, right? So we're always going to be looking here, and it's the scene that's going to be moving, right? The roads are going to be moving around. So every time they reach a certain point, like a certain part, they're going to be moving to the back again, right? And when they move to the back, we instantiate more cars in them, right? So what we do is we're not really adding things on, we're just adding things on top, right? We're just grabbing where are the slots, we grab the world position, we pick random ones, like 3 random ones, and we instantiate something in them. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I think that will be a lot of fun. This looks good. This looks good. What we need to do is probably, yeah, we're gonna need an aspect ratio thing. For camera. Where is it? Yeah, because we're gonna need to resolution, aspect ratio. Right. It's a vertical scroller, right? So let's make it, maybe not that much, right? Yeah, no, not that much. Come on. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's probably too much in it. It's probably too much. Yeah, maybe it's 916, 915. Yeah, that's a good width. Yeah. Okay, let's do it like this, okay? So it's not that much, but it's a good amount. Right? So oh, yeah, what do we do? Okay, let's remove the view thing because it's just bothering us now. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's mostly good when you're moving yourself with the camera, but right now, yeah, we're not doing that, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, so we need to pull up a little bit. There you go. Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. I think that's fine. We want it to look good in a vertical scrolling situation in a phone. Vertical scrolling in a phone. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So let's do this. Okay, let's we have road here. So the road's gonna have the lights inside as well. So this is gonna be part of the road. Lights are gonna be part of the road. The then what else? Yeah, the lights are now part of the road here. And nothing else. We have the slots. So now we're just gonna make our component. Let's make our component. Let's just let's make our component to sort of instantiate things in the slots. We'll see how they behave later. But for now, that's good. Let's start by just instantiating the roads themselves. And we'll start with that, okay? And moving them so that we can see the roads moving. Right? Sorry, new component. And we're going to call it game logic. And in fact, we're going to call it vertical, or we're going to call it procedural scroller. Let's call it like that. Believe me, that's a good thing, because the more generic we make it, I think it's going to be more interesting if we want to actually make then the the space shooter game. So let's do this. What do we need for our little... Let's come to the scene. And... Oh, yeah, it's still... yeah, it's building. So let's let it build. Let it build. What's going on here? What? Have a problem, Houston? What's going on? What's taking so long? Oh, it's okay. I thought we had a problem. It did find an error somewhere. Well, ID is not a function. What's that? That's weird. Okay. Here you go. Oh, because I tried to put it there. Maybe that was it. Yeah. I tried to add it when it didn't exist. So, yeah, we have a procedural scroller here in our scene. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come here. No, not here. We're going to come to the script itself. So what we're going to need is to see. So we're going to say re dot at re. We're going to come here and look for props, and this is just to show the prop in the editor. We're going to have a numeric property here, and we're going to call it. We're going to call tiles. We're going to say, and we're going to call this tile amount. And we're going to say 10, right? So this is the tiles, the actual tiles that we're going to be instantiating. And then we're going to have another props. It's going to be prefab. Should be a list of tiles. Yeah, list, prefab, just in case we want to have different tiles. So we're going to call them tiles. And we can just say this is an re.prefab array, right? So this is an array of prefabs. We're going to pick a random one from that list, which is going to have one, but it's good to just do it that way from very beginning. That's going to help us a little bit. So we have the amount of tiles we want to instantiate, the tiles we are going to be instantiating, and I think that's it right now. The distance, say, what's the distance in between tiles? So what's the tile gap, I guess? So what's the distance in between tiles? The props, we're going to call it num, and we're going to say tile distance equals, I really don't know. Let's see, let's check it out. So if we grab this one, this will be a prefab, right? So in fact, let's save here just in case, because we haven't saved the prefab. So if we duplicate this, right? And we move it here. Now, how long is it? How much do we need? How much do we need? It's about 10. Yeah. All right. It fits 10. I made it 10. I made it 10 in size. So it needs exactly 10. There you go. Yeah. So 10. 10. And yeah, we can change these numbers in the inspector, but you know, just leaving them default like this, it's helpful, I guess. I don't know. So the amount of tiles that we want to instantiate, let's say 10, and then the tile distance, let's say we know it's 10. And so we're gonna have a distance of 100, right? And we want to start from the very probably from the very middle, I guess. We don't want to like see. Here's the thing, right? We don't want to see if we're if we're starting here, right, and we start instantiating on 0 directly, or the camera is pointing at 0, so we instantiate in 0 here. We're gonna have a bunch of tiles missing on the bottom, right? We're gonna see a blank space here, so we need to instantiate from 0 to the back, from 0 to the front, and yeah, I think that's what we need, more or less. And every time, like when a tile reaches a certain point, like the tiles are going to be moving down, right? And that's our movement. We will say that that's our, like, the car movement. The car's not really going to be moving forward. Remember, the roads are going to be moving downwards, or backwards actually, and that's the movement, the fake movement that we'll see. So yeah, I think that's what gonna make things interesting, I guess. I don't know. And then the cars are probably gonna have their own movement. I really don't know. Like the other cars, you're gonna be moving faster or slower, following. They're not going to be following the road because the road moves at our speed. So things, sorry, things should move. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. They should move just as fast as the road if we want to have them, like, if we don't want to notice them moving, I guess. I don't know. Otherwise, I think if we're moving slower than the road, we're gonna see them. We're gonna see like they're not moving, like they're moving backwards. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll test our theories. But the cars are going to be moving each independently. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay. So what's important here is that our oh, this is lonely, man. There's nobody here. I'm making a super interesting thing. There's nobody here. It's just so fucking sad. So we're gonna be in the middle. We're gonna be say in the number 5, or yeah, one of those, and then we're gonna have so maybe the number 5 should be here. We should instantiate yeah, probably should be like always like what number, like say we divide by 2, and it should always be an even number, right? Because if we divide by 2 every time, what I'm saying is the amount of tiles, say we have 10 tiles, we divided by 2, we said, you know, okay, from 5 we instantiate, you know, the 5th, you know, 1 and 0, then we instantiate, you know, the rest forward and backwards. Yeah, so that's probably one one of them, I guess, we could do. Yeah. Another thing we could do, because it's a matter of knowing the distance, because yeah, in the previous one we didn't have this issue, like in the Flappy Bird we did. Thinking about the Flappy Bird mechanics, because in the Flappy Bird the tiles, like the pipe pairs, were coming from you know, we instantiate the pipe pairs way ahead, and as we move, right, we see the pipe pairs coming in, and so yeah, it's not like we were not instantiating the environment, but now we need to instantiate the environment, right? So we need a few pieces of road like behind us, and as the road moves, we sort of need to move it to the other side, right? So we need to figure out where we want to start, like which position we want to start. And so yeah, we're going to start from 0 now. We're just going to instantiate 10 there. We'll see, because we probably just need to adjust the position at which we start instantiating. Like what's the start position, right? Like what's the beginning? So we say maybe we start at -10, right? So if we start at -10, right? We say, okay, we start down here, right? -10. Then we have a good amount of space there, right? That may be good, I guess. I don't know. But maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to say, okay, let's start at -10. So we could say a start at 0, start at, like a start at start position, something like that, tile. Yeah, tile start position, like tile start at, something like that, like props num start tile start at equals, and we say -10, and we start at -10, right? I mean, have our tiles, right? So yeah, I think it's good, isn't it? And how do we start instantiating this now? Okay, first of all, we need to turn this road into a to a prefab. So we're gonna say this is a we're gonna call it two-way road. Okay, two-way road. So we're gonna come here to prefabs, and we're gonna come here into roads. Oh, we're gonna say, okay, new folder. We're gonna say tiles. Okay, and in here, we're gonna bring in our two-way road. Okay, there you go. So now we have a two-way road in here. This is a prefab, and now we can start instantiating this and see how it goes, right? I think that'll be cool. Let's start. Let's begin. Let's remove our little cars and all that. Yeah, let's remove all this. There you go. But we can leave the racer there. We can just leave it there to see to see movement. Like to see a focus for our movement, focus point. And yeah, let's save this in. What happened here? Well, I know what happened there. For each something, some strange things going on. Okay. Nothing happened. It's just a misunderstanding. Okay, so nothing in awake. We don't need anything here. But we do need is so on. I don't think we need anything on started either. Do we need something on start? I don't know. Let's just create a function to instantiate our to instantiate our tiles and our things over here. Okay, so okay, we need to instantiate them, and we need to move them, right? So we need to instantiate tile. There you go. And then we do move tile, right? And we need to instantiate. So at the beginning, we need to instantiate all the tiles, like the basic tiles, right? And we need to move tiles, and then we need to swap tile. Yeah. So the swap is what's going to happen when the tile reaches a certain distance, right? So we're going to need a swap distance, props num. Well, the swap distance, we can calculate the swap distance, right? The swap distance is the distance between tiles, right? By the amount of tiles, by the amount of tiles, we can say that at when a tile reaches minus 100, you need to swap it, right? So the tile goes from minus 100 to goes to the front, right? It goes to the front. So we swap it from the back to the front. So we're going to need a collection of the current tiles being here, right? So we need cur tiles. This is going to be object 3D, an array of object 3Ds. Yeah, I know, but I like using 3 like this. Yeah, I know. I don't like it. Oh, 3 from 3 like that. So you're going to say 3, the object 3 like that. Yeah. Yeah. And there you go. There you go. Oh my God, we have someone in the chat. I can't believe it. Wow. This is incredible. XRobbie85. Hello, mate. Thanks for being here, mate. And it's from YouTube, which is, more amazing even, someone commenting in the chat on YouTube. That's just insane. Usually quiet. There's nobody here, mate. It's just you and I. And, well, I have like probably 3 more people. So, yeah. Welcome, mate. Thanks for being there. And, yeah. So what else do we have? Yeah, so we have our start there where we're going to instantiate all our tiles. So we're going to go through. We're going to use a loop with the amount of tiles, and then we're going to. What else are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to move them. Like every time we instantiate them, we move them, 10 times, 10 forward. We just move the start position from -10, minus 10, 0, 10, 20, 30, until we reach the tile amount. That's more or less how it's going to work. What do you say? I think I like that. We have Coders Lounge as well here. How's it going? Hello. Can you do Java games as well? No, mate. We're using Rogue Engine, which is my game engine. I don't do Java. I don't know any Java. And yeah, and it's this is Rogue Engine. Is to make web games. Is make games with THREE.JS. It's just basically a little say a Unity-like environment to make games with THREE.JS. Otherwise, you have to make them purely with code. So this helps you have like components like this one, right, where we have a bunch of little settings that we can have for a little for our games, and we can create these systems that we can reutilize easily, So that's the kind of thing we're doing here. But yeah, we're using TypeScript, but yeah, that's what we're using here. We don't do Java or any other game engine because we're showing people what Rogue Engine is capable of. That's basically the idea, and trying to grow Rogue Engine as well, right? Trying to make it better. So yeah, that's more or less it. Xroby saying, break a leg for your work. Thanks, mate. I encourage you to make something on nothing. It will change your life and mind. Something then nothing. How you mean? What do you mean something then nothing? How is your experience with like do something and then nothing? Like then just don't do anything. And how's your experience with JavaScript? JavaScript, it's great. I mean, we can do great things with JavaScript. The point about JavaScript is that it's the language of the browser, right? So you can run JavaScript on any browser. So the fact that you can make powerful, really good games on the browser that people can play instantly, just click and play. You can go rogueengine.io now, look at the examples, you know, you can play something right there and it's fast and loads really fast and plays well. I think that's fantastic. I think that's amazing. Plays on all devices. That's very powerful. So yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic, and we're at a place where we can actually make very powerful things. So yeah, I would highly recommend trying it out. Okay, so yeah, you can see here, right? This is a browser, by the way. This is a browser. This is all a browser. You can click here, or you can look at this address in your own browser, right? Well, not in your, because this is my local network, right? This is not my remote IP. This is just my local network. But if you have, while you're developing, you can look into your local area thing, right? You can just use this IP in one of your local devices and play your game, right? Play your game and see what's going on, right? see how it looks. So that's cool, right? And you can use HTTP, HTTPS. So yeah, in case you have like some kind of authentication. That's nice, isn't it? So yeah, let's do this. What else do we need here? We have our tiles. Yeah, so let's bring our tiles here. Let's add one. You see how I just added one? You see the tiles list. You see how I did that? The this thing here, Harry props list prefab, you know, and tiles, you know, and it's just an array. Oh, we need to make the array actually. Yeah, we need to actually instantiate the array with that. So this shows you a list like this, right? A list that you can add things to in the inspector, right? So now I can come to prefabs, you know, tiles, and I can bring in this tile, you see, that I want for these specific, for this specific thing, for this specific game, for this specific map. I can say which ones I want, right? So that's cool. And what else? Yeah, you can set the numbers here, right? You can set whatever you want, you know, you can change them if you want, but yeah, in this case we're happy with the numbers here. Yeah, we're gonna save this, and okay, now we need to start instantiating them. So what do we do with this? How do we do that? So we're gonna start instantiating our tiles. So how do we instantiate our tiles? What we do is, the first thing we do is we instantiate all the tiles in front of us. So we're gonna do a for loop. Let I equals 0, I smaller than this the tile amount, and I plus plus, right? So we're going to iterate through all the amount of tiles that we have, right? The amount of tiles that we want. We're going to instantiate them, right? So we're going to every time we instantiate a tile, we're going to move it somewhere, right? So what we need here is the position of the tile, right? So we're going to move it. We're going to say pos number, right? And yeah, we're probably going to need a bit more than that. But we're probably in the future, yeah, we're probably going to need to change this if we want to swap things later on to a side scroller. We're likely going to need a something else. But yeah, let's leave it at that for now. So for each one of these, we're going to just do this dot instantiate tile, and what we're going to do is we're going to say for the position, yeah, because if we want to swap the to be a side scroller, we're probably going to need to pass in a vector3 to say, okay, which position is. So instead of having start at -10, we could just need to say, okay, x -10. Like in this case is set -10. It's going to be in a side scroll, it's going to be maybe x -10, right? So yeah, that's important. We can change this. We can change this. Yeah, in fact, we should. We're going to do that. We're going to call it vector3. Okay. We can just say new vector3, 3 vector3. This is THREE.JS, right? Which is using THREE.JS. We're going to start at 0, 0, -10, right? And yeah, we should probably set a direction as well. Where are we moving and all that? But yeah, it's just I don't know. Well, maybe we don't need this actually. Yeah, if we just set a direction, yeah, because that's the thing, right? If we're setting already a direction, like which axis are we moving, then we already know, right? So let's do it like this, and then we'll see. Okay. So for now, let's just pass in a number here. We'll say that it is yeah, we don't want to pass in by 0, right? Because if we start first here, like the first one, it's going to be by 0. I'm going to think it by +1, right? Should be, so is +2, +3. Yeah. So okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll say that it is tile this dot tile start at by I +1. Why? Well, because we want and in fact we're going to do this, right? So that we know it's we want the first one's going to be by 1. So the first one is going to be tile start, right? The second one's going to be 1. So it's going to be it's going to be by 2, right? So it's going to be tile start by 1 + 1, right? So it's going to be, instead of 10, it's going to be instead of -10, it's going to be well, wait. Tile start by 2. No. Yeah, no, that's not it. Is it? It's tiles distance. No, because it's tile distance. No, I'm doing something stupid here. It should be no, because it's tiles distance is the starts at doesn't determine the distance of the next one. So no, we should do that. We know we start at -10. But yeah, I'm confusing things because of the 10 and the distance, and the start at is the same one, right? So that makes it confusing. But what we're actually doing here is we have to move the start at. We do start at plus it's going to be plus the amount of tiles that we have right now. So it's maybe like this is 0 plus the tile distance, right? Plus so it's going to be I. This is just for context, right? Plus this the tile distance with the parentheses, right? I just to help me in my brain, because obviously we don't need the parentheses, but this kind of helps me figure out how much we need to move from here, like where are we instantiating the next one, you know. So I'm thinking, okay, this is just to help me think. It's I plus tile distance, right? So it's the amount of tiles, the amount of distance that tiles have moved, but it's going to be added to the tile start, right? So that's the concept that we're doing here. Helps me think, right? I could separate in a different variable, but it's just going to do it in this way. It's just going to be simpler, I think. Yeah, sometimes, you know, just you can use these things just to help you think. Not necessarily because they are necessary or not. They can be necessary for you, your brain, your little brain. So yeah, let's do this. So we can do instantiate the tile. So we instantiate this tile in that position. We're going to say instance equals, yeah, but 2 spaces here. No, it's just 1 space. Okay. Yeah, no. I thought I was doing a mistake there. But yeah, we're just going to say tiles. We're just going to use tiles 0. Okay, for now. Instantiate. I don't want to make any sort of other thing. We'll see later how we do the random one. For now, we're just going to do this. And okay, tile 0, instantiate, instance. And now we come here and say instance dot set. In this case, we need to, yeah, like I said, we need to set up like the direction, right? We need to probably have tile direction thing going on. For now, we're just going to do it this way. We're going to say instance dot position dot set equals it's going to be, because this is going to be instantiated. Oh, right. Yeah. So we need to do it like this. Yeah, because it may instantiate in the place. Yeah, it's going to instantiate in the place that we left it, like when we created the prefab. So we're going to need to set the position from the beginning, right? Set 0, 0, and what's the name? Pos, we called it. There you go. And there it is. We're instantiating them all. Now, after they're all instantiated, in fact, this is stupid, right? Because, yeah, this is stupid. We don't need an instantiate tile method. Yeah, okay. Because, yeah, we would need an instantiate tile method if we were going to reuse it, but we were going to swap it. So we don't really need an instantiate tile thing. We're just going to swap it. We're just going to do, you know, this instance position set, you know, thing. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to come to curve tiles, push. We're going to push our instance there, right? So we have our tiles there being pushed in. We're going to move our tile. How do we move our tile? Well, every frame we're going to move tiles. Move our tiles. Which is going to be actually this dot. We're going to do this dot curve tiles. Well, I actually like using this for let tile of this tiles, the curved tiles. There you go. And we say let's just do it like this. Move tiles. I would just move them all, because honestly, We don't need to move single tile. So we just do this and move tiles. There you go. And now we just move our tiles like this. So we say tile dot position dot tile speed. We need a tile speed. Yeah. We need a tile speed. So tile amount. Are we gonna call this one re.props.num tile speed equals, are we gonna say 10 again, because everything's 10, let's call it 10. You know, we're obsessed with number 10 here. You know, it's just a number, you know, it's just a very sexy number, isn't it? It's just 1 and 0 is the start and the start and the end, right? It's everything. So we say tile yeah, tile dot add, and we're going to add tile dot add, no, tile dot position dot add, so add scalar, add scaled vector. All right, and we're going to say, because we could translate, I mean, we could just simply translate it, honestly, but that's going to complicate things depending on how we set the direction. We're going to do the translate thing because I like translate. We could use translate on axis. Yeah, we could use translate on axis when we do the direction thing. But now we're just going to do translate set. We're going to translate at this dot tile speed by re.runtime.delta time, so that we keep to the frame rate. Okay, so it's going to be tile speed by delta time, and that's just going to move the tiles. Yeah, they're just going to disappear. This is going to work now. I think I think because it's going to start instantiate all the tiles at start, right? And then in update, it's going to move the tiles, and then we're not swapping them, so they're just going to disappear. They're just going to move and go away. So yeah, we kind of need to instantiate them all, and then we need to start swapping them from the bottom of the, we're going through each one of them, and what we need to do is every time one moves to the back, we need to move it to the front of the pack. So that, yeah, more or less like that. Let's try this out. So if we instantiate now, oh, it's moving to the other side. All right. So we do it like this. We do minus, and it's wrong, right? It's wrong. Oh, we have one. Yeah, we have one in the middle here. We need to remove it. Oh, okay, the instantiation, we did it wrong here. I don't know why. Why did I do it wrong here again? Why did I do wrong? Okay, so the tiles start at -10. Did it start at -10? Did they actually start at -10? Was the first one at -10? Let's see how they start actually, right? So let's instead of moving them, let's command the movement. Let's see what they're doing. Where are they? So the first one, is this the first one? No. So the first one started at 0. Second one started at 1. Two, 3. Okay, I don't get it. We did something wrong here. We definitely did something wrong here. start at -10, right? So we're passing in -10 position, and we're setting the position at -10, aren't we? So we start at, so the first one is -10. Because we're doing 0 by, because it's 0 by, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm an idiot. There you go. So I was summing the eye with the distance. I didn't realize I had done the. I was doing an addition. Yeah, we need to multiply it. So we multiply the tile distance by the amount of tiles we're going through. We're going through now, and we say when the tiles start at, right? We add that to the moment, to the place where the tiles start at, right? So there you go. This is good. This is good. I like it. All right. So what do we do? What do we do here? We move it. Let's move it. Let's move it. There you go. And we have movement. It looks good and all. It looks pretty damn nice. Yeah. Very nice it looks. So we can now say that we have a fairly decent thing going on. Movement. There you go. Movement. Wow, time flew by. I need to go. I need to go. And there's nobody here anyway, so who the fuck cares? I mean, there's nobody here. Damn it. I feel like I'm just screaming to the void, you know. So, but yeah, this is interesting, I guess. I don't know. I just showed you how to do a little bit of, a few interesting things. Now we're going to swap, we're going to do the swap. This is going to be interesting because we're going to swap things around. And we're going to instantiate the cars, right? So we're going to do swapping. And yeah, let's also, instantiation is happening like once. So we just need to do, yeah, we just need to set the position like this, right? We don't really need this method. Yeah, this method is stupid. We don't need it. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's just use this. Let's come here. Say const pos equals there, and we just have position, the place where we are positioning it, and that's it, right? So yeah, I think this is cool. Now we need to also instantiate vehicles, right? And yeah, or instantiate, let's call it obstacles, I guess. Obstacles, so that it's more generic, I guess. You're gonna have cars, you could have, like a bump in the road, or you can have, like a grease. You can have it. It's anything, it really is. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and we get all the slots in the road, and we instantiate them there. So yeah, I think that's interesting because we can have actual like slots. Where do we want things to be instantiated? Like what kinds of things we want there? What point? So for this one, at least, it's going to be interesting, I think, in this way. And just swapping the tiles. Let's do the swapping, and we'll go. Let's do the swapping first, and so that we can do the instantiating and all that later. We just want to have the we want to complete. Let's complete the endless procedural terrain first. So we have the endless terrain, right? So we have a swap tile. When do we swap the tile? We're moving the tiles. We're moving them, right? So when we move the tile, we have to figure out if the tile has passed the yeah, has gone beyond where it needs to be. So what we do is we say tile dot what do we say? So if the tile is if tile dot position dot set is greater equal, well, it would be smaller equal here, wouldn't it? Or we'll say, should we? Yeah, smaller equal. And let's say it's always smaller equal. Let's just hope it's always smaller equal. Because it will depend if we're going one way or the other, right? So it will depend on the direction, and this is going just one direction. So let's go with this. I'm always thinking platform wise. I can't help it. Okay, so what we do is if the position is smaller or equal than what would it be? The let's call it const tile called distance limit, right? And we'll say that it's tile amount by what would it be? Tile amount by tile amount minus tile start at, right? So we know that it's the position that we start at minus the amount of tiles, probably, or at least we should subtract the tile. The start is minus 10, so it's going to complicate things. But let's go with the regular one. How would we do this? Like the tile amount by the tile distance. This is the amount. This is the total amount, right? This is like the tile amount. So if we have 10 tiles, by the tile distance gives us, you know, how much is it actually going to, you know, how much distance are we covering, and from this we can subtract the tile distance, right? So we say minus this tile distance, right? And so we can say that this is the limit. I think that's fine, right? Because we're saying this is the place we start from. This 100, right? In this case it would be 100. We're thinking of this from 0, right? So wait, no, yeah, no, because it's 100 minus 10, so we say 90, right? So then we go when we push 90, right? We push 90, we say no. We need to say when it's they're moving, and when it reaches say minus when one of them reaches like minus 50, we need to start swapping them, because we want to have at least half of the tiles. Like, how many tiles do we want, right? So we can actually make this a yeah, I think instead of calculation, because a calculation, I think it's too complicated. We should have it be a variable, actually. So let's make it a variable, and say, okay, so that it's easy to set up, right? So we say props num, and we say swap distance, right? And we say when we reach, it's more configurable. When we reach when the tile reaches minus 40, we want to swap them, right? Want to move forward, right? We could do it, so we can swap them earlier if we want, you know, it doesn't matter. So we say smaller equal than this the swap distance, right? And now we say that in that case, right, if it's beyond the swap distance, it wants to swap tile. So how do we swap the tile? We swap the tile by moving it forward, right? Moving it to the front. So it would be moving it to where the we need to keep track. Yeah, okay, I remember doing this in the Flappy Bird. So what we were doing is we had like we had them all in order, right? Yeah, it's I have to go. Oh my god, yeah, it's too late. Yeah, and there's nobody here. The problem is that this is going way too long. There's nobody here. And if I keep going, like, nobody's going to watch this. So I'm just wasting my time. Literally, I'm wasting my time. So I have to go. Yeah. But, okay, see, if anyone's watching this, if you're like the 3 people watching this, for you, the point of this is that we want to swap the tile. We want to keep the order so that we know which one is the one in front. So that we grab that one and we move 10, we move a distance in front of that one. Right, so we want to move this tile at a plus tile distance. We're going to get that position and move plus 10, plus tile distance in front. Right, that's the point of it. But yeah, just I want to do this when there's more people, because otherwise it's pointless. This has been a horrible stream today, honestly. So yeah, and nobody here. Very disappointing, because I don't know really what to do. So if I should keep going or not, or what the fuck we should do. So yeah, bye.